Hello, everyone. This is Laura, and welcome back to Become a Fluent English Speaker. Today, I want to talk about something almost all of us do. Sometimes, without even realizing it, we compare ourselves to other people. We compare our English, our appearance, our career, our relationships, our income, our achievements, even our progress. And sometimes, one simple comparison can completely change our mood. I learned this lesson a few years ago. At that time, I was working hard on a personal goal. I hadn't been making progress. I was proud of myself. Then one evening, I opened social media. I saw someone I knew. She had just achieved something I had also been working toward. She looked incredibly happy. There were hundreds of positive comments. People were congratulating her. I looked at the screen and smiled. I was genuinely happy for her. Then something changed. I started comparing. I thought, she's already there. Why am I still struggling? Maybe I'm not working hard enough. Maybe I'm not good enough. Within a few minutes, I went from feeling proud of my own progress to feeling like I had achieved nothing. But then I stopped. I asked myself a simple question. What exactly am I comparing? I was comparing my entire life to one small part of someone else's life. I didn't know how long she had been working. I didn't know how many failures she had experienced. I didn't know how difficult her journey had been. I was looking at the result. Without seeing the process, that realization changed something for me. We often do this in everyday life. We see someone speaking English fluently. We think, my English is terrible. We see someone exercising regularly. We think, I should be doing more. We see someone buying a beautiful house. We think, my life isn't successful. But we rarely see the full picture. We see the finished product. We don't see the years of practice. We don't see the difficult days. We don't see the mistakes. We don't see the moments when that person wanted to quit. This is one reason social media can be so powerful. People usually share highlights. They share achievements, celebrations, trips, new jobs, beautiful meals, happy moments. They don't usually post, today I failed, today I'm worried, today I don't know what I'm doing. But those moments exist too. Everyone has them. That's why comparison can be misleading. You're comparing your behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel. I started thinking about this when I was learning English. Imagine you're watching a fluent English speaker. They speak quickly. Their pronunciation sounds natural. They know thousands of expressions. You listen to them and think, I'm never speaking like that. But you don't know how many years they have spent learning English. You don't know how many mistakes they made. You don't know how many times they struggled to find the right word. You are comparing your chapter 3 with someone else's chapter 20. That's not a fair comparison. A better question is, am I better than I was 6 months ago? That's a much more useful measurement. Maybe 6 months ago, you couldn't understand an English podcast. Now you can understand half of it. That's progress. Maybe you couldn't speak for 1 minute. Now you can speak for 5 minutes. That's progress. Maybe you were afraid to make mistakes. Now you're willing to speak anyway. That's progress too. Progress doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's almost invisible. One new word, one better sentence, one conversation, one small improvement. These things add up. I started using a simple habit. Whenever I noticed myself comparing my life to someone else's, I asked myself 3 questions. First, what can I learn from this person? Second, what am I doing better than before? Third, what is the next small step I can take? Those questions changed comparison into motivations. Instead of thinking, why don't I have what they have? I started thinking, what can their success teach me? That's a completely different mindset. Someone else's success doesn't have to be evidence that you're failing. It can be evidence that something is possible. If someone learned a language, maybe you can't too. If someone built a successful career, maybe you can learn from their journey. If someone became confident after years of practice, maybe your confidence can grow too. The goal isn't to become exactly like another person. The goal is to become a better version of yourself. That's the comparison that actually matters. Before we finish today's podcast, let's learn some useful English vocabulary from today's story. Comparison means looking at two people or things and noticing how they are similar or different. Achievement means something you successfully accomplish after effort. Progress means movement toward improvement. Struggle means to have difficulty doing something. Misleading means giving an incorrect impression. Highlight means the best or most important part of something. Perspective means a particular way of seeing or understanding something. Mindset means the way you think about something. Now here's today's challenge. For the next 7 days, don't compare your progress with another person's progress. Instead, compare yourself with the person you were yesterday. Ask yourself, what can I do today that I couldn't do before? Maybe it's one new English word. Maybe it's one conversation. Maybe it's 10 minutes of listening practice. Maybe it's simply having the courage to speak, even when you know you'll make mistakes. Write down one small improvement every day. After 7 days, look at your list. You may discover that you're making much more progress than you thought. Before you leave, answer today's question in the comments. What helps you stop comparing yourself to other people? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed today's English listening podcast, don't forget to subscribe to Become a Fluent English Speaker. This is Laura, and remember, you don't need to be ahead of everyone else. You just need to keep moving forward. Keep listening, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next podcast.